right, so today we have Kris Munro here with us. He's got a very interesting blog. Kris, can you tell us something about you and your blog? Tell us the journey of your blog and what topics are you talking about?
I started my blog to help promote small, medium, and large businesses. Anywhere I went, I would take pictures of my food and then do a review and post it. And since started, it's just grown from strength to strength, seen all over the world, which is really cool. And through that journey, over the past many years, I've came to meet a lot of really nice people. Even became friends with a few restaurant managers and things like that. So it's been a really good journey, and I'm still learning from it today.
Well, that's great. That's I think something that food brings along the idea of connecting people. And it's
100%,
something
yeah.
that here in Italy we really like food for
Even
us.
more so Italian, yes.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle and social life connected. How did you start this vlog? Like, where does your passion for food begin?
I started it primarily to improve my English and grammar, my writing skills, my photography skills, video editing skills.
Mhm.
From there, it was just a learning curve. And then it just improved, and I'm still trying to improve things all the time with it to make sure that whatever I write is really good, and all the pictures I take are really eye-catching. So maybe when someone looks at it, they'll go, "I want to visit there," or "I'll save that for later."
Mhm. So the aesthetic part is important to, go along with the content you're writing about. So it's not only about sharing food and information. It's also about, as you say, capturing the other person's attention.
100%, yeah.
Mhm. So you need to have a lot of side skills other than,
Definitely, yeah. Yeah. Make sure all the information stands out nice and clear. Same with the pictures, no blurry photos. Same with the videos. It's edited in a way that the person viewing it will enjoy and learn something and maybe go, yep, I want to either visit there or go see that place. So it's
Yeah.
good. It's good fun.
Tell me again, when did you start?
I would say I started about 8 years ago,
Okay.
but I would maybe say 6 years. That's when I fully committed to it to try and improve and just go for it. And ever since then, it's something I do nearly on a daily
And
basis.
what made you decide to actually commit full time to this?
I was having fun and also seeing the stats on my blog that there was more places around the world finding my content. I thought that's pretty cool. That's really nice. And then every year it would increase the amount of views and things like that. And it would just be, it was really good. And I'm like, this is actually really good fun. And as I said, meeting people, becoming friends with restaurant managers and meeting up for coffees and hikes and things like that with them. It's really nice.
So it all started for fun, let's say, and then it
Yeah.
became something more. And what do you think made you successful?
For me personally, um, I wanted to be 100% honest when it
Hmm.
comes to my reviews. If I go somewhere and it's not good, I will say it's not good, but I will watch my wording because obviously you can't be too cruel
Yeah.
because the many people might read it, people might decide not to go to it, or member staff might get fired, all these things, so it's not nice for that to happen. So you've just got to watch your wording. Something I really enjoy doing and connecting with people.
Hmm. And you talk about all kinds of cuisines. So
Yeah,
you'd like to try
uh-huh.
any kind of, cultural experience up also.
Definitely, yeah. When I started originally, I would always go to the same restaurant, order the same dish, and then I thought I can't keep doing that because it's going to be very boring. No one's going to read my blog or view whatever. So it forced me to come out my comfort zone and try different things and go different restaurants and things like that. So it's improved me as well, and it's also improved the blog.
Do you have any, oh, well, we haven't said where are you located?
I'm based in Glasgow, which is in Scotland.
Mhm. All right. So you're mainly working, let's say, in the area of.
I drive around a lot, so if I do a day trip somewhere and I have something to eat, for example, I will take pictures and do a review of that place. So wherever I go um, in the UK, or if I go to France or Italy, I always do photos and write about my experience.
Because you have been to Italy.
I
So,
have many times.
yeah. So you have tried both Italian food in UK or around and in Italy.
Yeah,
Maybe this is a very obvious question, but we know there are some differences between Italian food and the way Italian food is made abroad. What do you think is the key difference between how, people make Italian food in your area and the way it's made in Italy? You notice that people tend to use so much more ingredients
100%, yeah.
quantity than what it's needed. So, what do you think it's the characteristic of your area's Italian food?
So I would say it depends where you go.
Hmm.
There's Italian restaurants and then there's Italian restaurants. I've been lucky. I know a lot of Italian restaurant owners. So I've always been quite lucky when it comes to good quality Italian food using proper ingredients and, as you say, not adding tons and tons of extras. So it's all about, as you say, the ingredients, the
Yeah.
quantity, not adding extras and things like that.
Mhm.
But obviously, over in Italy, it's a different experience.
Probably it's different, even, the ingredient itself, it's
Yeah,
grown
it's
with
fresher as well and
the,
locally sourced.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And do you have any favorite dish from Italy?
My go-to dish, I would say, is spaghetti carbonara.
Is it? Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well, classic. I know. I love that. Yeah, yeah. And what about desserts?
has to be tiramisu.
Mm, I
Has to
understand.
be.
Yeah,
I've
me
got a
too.
sweet tooth, so
Definitely. I love many kinds of desserts, but when it comes to actually choosing, I always go for that. Do you believe that Italian food is well represented in UK?
I would say, again, it depends on where you go,
Uh-huh.
depending on the restaurant. Because a lot of people over here might never been to Italy. So they'll go to some restaurant and just think that's exactly how it's done, prepared, presented, as it would be over there. Not until you go to a proper Italian restaurant, then that's when you can tell the difference.
Yeah. Well, many people I've spoken with, they raise this concern about not being able, Italians abroad that have a restaurant, they say they haven't been able to fully create Italian dishes as the taste of people that of clients, it's so different that they cannot really appreciate Italian food. They don't find it tasty. So they are, in this middle area where they have to decide what should we do? We can close the restaurant and keep the Italian culture not compromised, original, and so on, or we have to adapt and try to survive. Do you think that's right? Or you know you can find another way to
Let's go
educate
with the
people?
spaghetti carbonara. A lot of restaurants over here use cream.
Hmm.
Obviously, anytime I've been in Italy, I know they don't really use cream. It's just your basic eggs, cheese, pasta, water. Um, so it really depends where you go. As I said, you find that more maybe here
Hmm.
because the cream again is suited to the area's palate and they're not used to trying something different or not knowing that it's not meant to have that. That's one thing I always look out for if I go to an Italian restaurant. How do they do it? And I always say no cream.
So do you think it's true that it- people from UK cannot really appreciate the Italian taste because it's not what they like, their comfort zone food or not? Because well, you said, your opinion is my carbonara is without cream. It's the regional one. I like
Yeah.
it. I love it. So, but it's interesting that some people don't.
Yeah,
And
I think it's depending on person to person.
Mhm.
Everybody's palate's different. If they did get the proper um, style of foods, they would probably enjoy it and really like it. But it just depends on the restaurant and how they do it. And
Mhm.
then if they enjoy it with the cream, say for example, they'll go back and they'll expect any restaurant they go to having it with the cream. So it's really person to person.
Mhm. But maybe we can try to educate these people, suggesting them to try at least, you
Yeah.
know, taking them to where we want them to go.
I introduced a friend to carbonara recently. I
Mhm.
prepared it in the house and I
Oh, you
told
did
her,
it.
yeah,
Mhm.
I told her basically you don't use cream and she enjoyed it.
You're actually doing a great job in, spreading the word, spreading the Italian cuisine. In our project, Real Italian Restaurants, we try to do this to separate real Italian restaurants who respect Italian traditions and ingredients and original, recipes from those who are not Italian. Maybe they don't even come from Italy or they are Italian, but they compromised their cuisine to survive. What's the most, the biggest challenges in having an Italian restaurant abroad, in your opinion?
Getting the ingredients
Mhm.
and getting the fresh ingredients. Obviously, sometimes importing the ingredients can cost a lot more, where finding just a next best thing could be half the cost. So obviously, depending on where you go, they need to decide, are they willing to spend the money, put the
Hmm.
prices up for the customer, or go cheaper and doing it okay?
Yeah, also depends on what's the value people give to food,
Yeah. Mhm.
Maybe as we have different culture in this regards, like for us, food is a big value. Maybe abroad it's not. And, people are not willing to spend more money to eat good food, right? Really good food.
Yeah.
Because maybe for them, good food is it's also something else. I don't know, maybe it's that or
And depending on their budget as well.
true. Even after after Brexit, getting the ingredients, as you said, many people told me it's different now because it costs more, it's expensive, and
Yes.
you have to balance you.
The price of everything since then for food. I know a chef who has a restaurant, and he says even the price of oil is like three times the price it was
Wow,
before Brexit.
three
And
times.
yeah, it's crazy prices. And hearing that's quite scary because obviously he's got to run a business, pay staff. So he's got to watch the level of cost to the customer
Mhm.
versus what he's spending.
Yeah, that's true. That's also another thing. So getting the ingredients, but also, as you said, balancing and also,
Yeah.
yeah, surviving probably, finding the
Mhm.
right way to do it. And what do you think are the criteria we should look for when evaluating a restaurant to say that is Italian or not?
Using proper ingredients.
How do you
And
how do you know when you get into a restaurant in UK, what do you spot to say, okay, that makes me think that this restaurant could be Italian, like really real Italian?
maybe it might say on the menu it's
Mm-hmm.
using the proper ingredients or some form of certificate somewhere inside, advertising that that's what they do on their website. All these little things. That would probably be very good.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Also, maybe even finding someone who speaks Italian, can overhear someone saying something in Italian.
Yes, definitely.
That may be a sign. Do you believe that our mission to identify real Italian restaurants is doable? Or do you think there's, what
A
do you think?
100% doable. Yeah, I think that would be good to get everybody more informed
Mhm.
about making the choice of I'll go there, pay less, it'll be a nice meal, or I'll go there a little bit more and get quality Italian food.
And I think you're also doing a great job in helping us with this mission by writing your book. I saw your last article about a restaurant, Little Italy.
Little Italy, yes.
Yeah.
My friend owns that.
Oh yeah, he does. Okay.
Yeah, he's from Sicily.
Aha. All right. What's his name?
Remo Crolla.
Remo. All right. I would have said Salvatore or I don't know. But yeah. And how was your experience there?
Yeah, it's always good. He always does an amazing job with the food, very tasty, and
Mhm.
it's you get a really nice atmosphere when you go there as well.
Hmm. Well, that's important also. We also, in Italy, the setting and the way the staff is treating you, it's part of the culinary experience. It's not separate. It's not only about eating good. It's also.
Everything as one.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Exactly.
have fantastic foods and the atmosphere is terrible, you'll always remember the atmosphere is terrible. Where if you have everything good, you'll always go back.
Oh yes, exactly. The way they made you feel. That's important. All right. Okay. So, Kris, thank you for your, for you intervening in our project and for sharing your opinions. We look forward to see some other restaurants in your blog and your reviews, which are, as you said, neutral and honest.
100% honest. Yeah.
100% honest. Okay. Even on your friend's restaurant.
Yeah, I've
100%.
sometimes knocked down a few points. I'm very honest. And that's one thing that I wanted to start with and continue. So the I did a blog review of a shop, a small cafe, and the owner, he actually runs the awards for a lot of the food awards, hotel awards, etc. And he liked that I was very honest. And for the past few years now, I've been doing the Italian food awards, hotel awards, etc. And one of the criterias with the Italian Food Awards is making sure that they are using real Italian ingredients.
Mhm. And how does it work? How do you, what's
So,
the, the journey, the steps you have to follow to classify the restaurant?
so basically, you visit the restaurant, you tell them you're coming, and you order your meal. You check to see what the atmosphere is like, if it's clean, how is the service, the flavors of each dish, how it's presented, do they use proper ingredients if it's like Italian, and then after that, you fill out a big questionnaire about your whole experience, and then you send it off to them. A little bit later, there's the award ceremony where everybody's all lined, sitting in, waiting and hoping that their name gets called.
Hmm. All right. So you're one of the judges.
You know, finalist judge, yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, it is. So you get to
Lots of
go.
calories, but good fun.
Yes, exactly. I was just about to say that. You go on, food trips. You-
Italian Food Awards. I'm not just saying that, but it's one of the more livelier um, awards events I've been to all the time. It's just jumping, and it's a fantastic atmosphere. Late on in the year, October, November time.
All right. So maybe we will talk October.
Well, the
Uh,
years go past very fast,
yes.
so
Don't remind me. Yeah, yeah. It's basically it's spring, but tomorrow is gonna be summer. I know, I can see it. And
fingers
you
crossed.
don't only have a food blog, you also do some, side activities coming from your food blog. So this
Yeah.
idea that you said first about connecting with other people, getting to know people, uh, you know, networking basically.
100%,
From
yeah.
your passion and fun in doing something you like, you got to have a very successful blog and be a judge in the Italian Food Awards.
Yeah,
Pretty fun.
I never expected anything to happen with my blog. When I started it, I thought it was just going to be my little hobby, and then it's just become something really amazing. The journey, the people I've met, the experiences, and then every little thing that comes from it, and people passing my name on and contacting me, and it's been amazing. It's really good.
Tell us again the name of your blog. Where can we find you at?
It's basically my name. So that's www.kris, but it's spelled Kris, then Munro, Munro, .co.uk.
Invite you everyone to visit your blog because it's very interesting.